Swords, scabbards, and Sogo. Really a combination fraught with disaster, especially when you have sentient swords fighting for their beloved, even if they don't quite remember. But all in all, really a complete shit show of the last episode. But this is Gintama, so what can you really expect other than some dumb stories and, well, hopefully Gintoki not having to be the substitute for very much longer. And facing off between two great swordsmen and using less than reasonable tools. With Okuta seemingly overtaken by this Makanagi. If he has managed to take over Okuta, like he says he has, I can only see that being a net negative for him. For instance, Okuta's persistence and own mind is only going to leave a mark. Also, with how the side stories are going, 3 episodes seems about right, especially with the pace of this tale. So I'm guessing it'll be wrapped up on this one. A great standoff right at the beginning. A battle to decide where the scabbard rests. That is, it could go either way, actually. Well, the room's bright enough and I don't have a TV as a monitor. The one who could almost control him. Any reason he needs to hold and talk to himself? Well, the thing is this demon sword really worth its host? They shouldn't interfere. Really, just some... Oh. Killing intent, and that's... Has the Demon Vice Commander... Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't so colourful, this one. I don't think this one was from a dog. Forget that there's a tense standoff and sword fight going on right now. I mean, there's one in his ass there, I saw. I mean, is that anything too strange? It's par for the course for all of them to have pretty much nothing going for them. Of the what? You just have to remind them. That's perfectly fine by Gintoki. Ah, he'll be eaten away just by having to attack. He can tell. If Soko has been taken over, it's because the sword is in control now. Yeah, he's not one to shy away. Yep, thought as much. Why, Toko, let him in control again and you'll do better in the fight. But too much action for one day. Viagra? He's got a little flaccid. It really has kind of not something you want to see in a man. I wonder how many of them are just upset at watching this, and how many are feeling a connection to it. I heard a ting there. In his current state, is he going to be able to withstand being eaten? I feel like after this, if Architect managed to get his body back, which he probably will, he'll just be more of a danger after the sword imparted this into him. But getting the thing is, if it's Muganagi or whatever his name was, he's not going to care about the scabbard. They're currently other beings. Maganagi. Another case of some sort of amnesia or knocked off to side. Ha. What, so it's not her, just a lookalike? Kind of would explain the distance of the trip. A good question. Not one I really want explained, but what would happen if he got the scabbard back? That would... I mean, we're not in Alabama. She never gave up hope. I see. Not really leaving a lot up to the imagination. And then what happened? If he knows this much, the mother and daughter... Oh, okay. I see what that means now. Well, it's... I see. Bring them all together in hell. Well, that got a rise out of him. Oh. That I did hear, right? That little clink of metal. Oh, at least Kentucky himself is being freed slightly. I don't know why everyone's so distraught about this. Do you remember what's... Remember what Sogo did? In front of them all. Repeatedly. And... he's gone. Seems he's not in control anymore. You're ending things too early. There's no fun anymore. He might have just been playing along because it was fun. Even the great cursed sword Maganagi isn't much. They? Even if he is something they can do in his honor. Oh, really? Okay. Acting all high and mighty. I see. And as long as that persists... I mean, he's talking a big talk right now. Broken straight sword, like 15 damage. I see! Feast. Sacrificing his own That's a lot of spray back there. To revive his sword. Well, it's Gintoki. A little bloodshed like that isn't enough to keep him down. Acting as one, sword and scabbard. Well, he's not one to be left out. That sounds like a challenge. Yeah. Even though Okuda himself sees which way this duel should go, he's not going to make it easy. There'd be no enjoyment out of that. Are we going to see the return of the beam saber? The technique. Classic. He himself is failing. He had a rusted and crumbled soul. Well, yeah, at least Okuda's been well fed now. Ate his own sword. But there's not much left of him. He was already hanging on by a thread before. We've got the sappy music as well. And she wanted nothing to do with him. Went and collected it from the riverbank. And if she's reunited with Sorkun, yes, the scabbard itself will be happy. It seems like a lot of effort being put into these voice lines for a disembodied eye on a sword. Is that the rest of him? No, it's the remains of Maganagi where if you absorbed Scavarina. There's quite a strong breeze. Gintoki knows when to when and how to be so comforting. And such fine particles slipping through the fingers of the black... Has to have something special. You know, ribbed for her pleasure. Yeah, this is an upstanding establishment right now. Were they going through, picking up all of the remnants? Reforge into something truly worthy. He's gonna have... I see. Having a special sword made just for her? From the remnants of her father? Quite precocious. Revisiting a bit of his sister before her illness. That's better. Yep. What? Well, his choice of words was slightly different. His descriptor of the bread, that made all the difference. And despite being a massive sadist and the like, Sogo does have a streak in him to actually, which cares about the right thing, I guess. Also, the fact that hang on, Sogo, did you get a bit hungry there? Had a full meal. I don't know what that would really mean for the character. A sword that devours swords, and yet the master was the one who had the final bite. Apart from just Sogo himself being, well, a lot more of a monster than we already know him to be. So I might need to explain that one. But a family reunited. But yes, a family reunited forever together in spirit. If it's just a decorational sword forever kept in its scabbard. Maganagi finished forever, turned into a miserable pile of iron dust. I don't think we'll be having more of these Excaliburs kind of gracing our screens or the earth for any time too soon. To be fair, if I never see another eyeball attached to a sword again, it will be too soon. But one thing we were told from this is, no matter who you are, or if you're an inanimate object, life is never easy. You have to do things that you are ashamed of just to get by. And really, I don't see any way out of this one. Not really any references, a little bit of dog turd flying about, but mainly just focusing on the duel between Okta, Gintoki, and the two swords. Also, when any other character kind of gets taken over, their mind erased, I'm not going to worry about them at all. if they have a certain personality. Some people say weak-willed, doesn't really have much of a presence, it can be replaced easily. Let's just go with Shinpachi. Maybe not be able to break free of the hold themselves, but someone like Okuta, who has already been the master of 1,000 battles, been more terrifying than any weapon he wields. Yeah, we could imagine that much. But this episode, it does have, Gintoki imparting the words of comfort to a dying friend. You've done well, you've protected what you can, those beside you will always be there in spirit. And by not giving up, you've raised a fine daughter. That one's still, the jury's still out on that one though. But one hell of an episode later, and this is really what we paid off with. Wasn't really that quick. But considering it is Gintama, I can probably go for another round. With that in mind, I think there's one more episode coming up. So, if you liked this one, let me know. Leaving a like and a comment helps out the channel. Subscribing, make sure you don't miss out in the future. But right now, grab yourself some Viagra. You may want to get yourself comfortable. We're in this for the long haul. If you would like my channel to grow ever stronger, and maybe engulf just a fraction of your power, consider joining on to Patreon and helping me out. Because thanks to the likes of Electric Ant, Noku, Raywin, Kite, Sal, Arthea, Shiwan, Mats, Girly, Cardboard, Croyville, Ginterman, William Welch, Dark Shadow 7899, Mega42, Finesse Kid, and everyone else. I will not go hungry anytime soon, but there's still a long way to go because, well, the channel is still full of shit as always.